Hello everyone. Hello everyone. We are back. The show is called TBR SSF Show. Today is myself, the Saubrey Boys, and the Man City man. That's Peter Stirrup. The Man City, I think they'll be playing sometime next week because clubs are not playing. Is this it's a continental tournament? Am I correct? Is it international?
No, they're finished now. They're
They are
finished.
finished.
International break's finished now, so it's a full Premier League program this weekend. So my team are playing at 7:30 tonight against Newcastle. That's going to be
Against
a tough game.
Newcastle. It's going to be a
But
tough one.
Newcastle look, they've not really been in form, but that's a team that can hurt. Yeah.
But you see, Newcastle, I don't understand about Newcastle. They are just like a sleeping giant. They
Mm.
have supporters, huge supporters, okay,
And good and very good supporters as well. They
who
they
are
they love
very
their team.
loyal, who are very
Yeah.
loyal. And they've been bought by one of the richest men.
Yeah.
They said that guy is twice richer than the one who bought Man City. Now I fail to understand. He doesn't want to buy glory. What does he want to do? I don't know.
Who knows?
I'm
Who
I'm trying
knows?
I'm trying to think because by now it has been some time now. It's 5 years
Mm.
now since he bought Newcastle. By now, would have expected Newcastle to be something else. Remember Man City? Man City was like the minnows, and then these guys came in. You started seeing them going up during your Tevez, Kuno Aguero. They were starting
Yeah.
to climb. That we saw it. And then other people who are a little bit worrying, it's Barcelona. Barcelona, not now, two previous season, they spent more money, but they didn't get the glory compared to what they
For
spent.
the
The
investment. Yeah.
same as Man United. At some point, Man United spent more than any other team. But
Yeah, but that's right. They're coming right now, Man United, I think.
but
I
they're,
think they're coming right.
they're not showing that sign of
Different times.
mm,
It's new transfers. They're building team as well. And the last five results, if my memory serves me right, they've had three wins and the two draws now recently.
I'm
So
worried. I'm worried about
that's not
Newcastle.
bad.
I'm worried
Yeah,
about
Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Let's talk about Eddie Howe, who's the manager. He's under threat at the moment now. So because they're not playing, I think if I look at their past results, they've lost a couple recent times, yeah. But they got a good side. They have a good side. So
No, good side. It
I
must be.
would not. Yeah,
It must be
yeah, must bring the
complemented by
results.
titles. By titles. If
Yeah.
you don't bring titles, you're as good as useless.
No, sure,
All
sure.
right. Look
Sure.
at Chiefs. Chiefs has so much. That brings me to that subject. We'll talk about that again. Chiefs
Mm,
has so much support, but without
mm.
titles, it doesn't say any much. I heard was it Rivero or Zimbabwe who said the biggest teams in the biggest teams in Africa, it's Al Ahly and Mamelodi Sundowns. All right, and Mamelodi Sundowns came in and overtake both Chiefs and Pirates, and we are told that Mamelodi Sundowns is known, it's famous than the two, not only in Africa, throughout the world. But we know how big Chiefs is. That is commended, or that is supported by the fact you have people like Samuel Eto'o saying, you know what, I was fan of Doc Kumalo. Uh,
Mm.
Kalu yesterday was saying, I'm a fan of Doc Kumalo. I was watching him. Roger Fetumba. A lot of players say they were watching Kalu. That tells you the magnitude of the team.
Yeah.
To say, no, no, this team is not what we think. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what do they count to say which one is bigger than the other one. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
But I must say, I'm happy for you, Man United. I mean, Man City.
Mm.
Remember, you guys were the whippy boys of Man United. Man United would come and collect points without no trouble. But nowadays, so this is
Mm.
my worry. Why Newcastle could not turn it around? I remember that guy said, "No, I don't want to spend money." I don't know what was
Mm.
he thinking. I don't want to spend money. But now I don't see them having a developmental side that is good. Well, that's not our topic, but that's something we need to look at. Pete,
Sure.
tell
Yes, sir.
me, what's happening with VAR? And this VAR thing, it shows the cracks in our local football leadership. We know it very well, although they don't say it. Allegedly, it is said Dr. Irvin Khoza and Dr. Jordaan, they don't see eye to eye. All right, so that have a very huge impact. That has a very huge impact on our shows. And then, so I'm a little bit worried, man. Just tell us what's happening with the VAR story. I know the minister is saying, I'm going to bring VAR. I've got budget, all sorts of things. Yeah. So, yeah, tell us the story.
Well, there's a couple of stories doing the rounds at the moment, so I'm going to tell you the sources there. Times Life, that were on the 20th of November, and the headline reads, PSL Chair Khoza tells Parliament he would be shooting in the dark talking about VAR. And then it says underneath there, League discloses it was not part of the sports ministers Gaten McKenzie and SAFA's fact-finding mission to Spain. So apparently what happened is the ministry, and apparently they took three media outlets with them. I don't know who those three are. They went to Spain. And the reason for going to Spain was because Spain has also implemented VAR. And so they wanted to go and have a look, see what's going on there. So, yeah. So, so Ivan apparently was in the portfolio committee on sport. I think it was Monday, if I'm not mistaken. And he was asked to be excused from questions on the matter addressing the portfolio committee on sports and cultures regarding VAR. So he said Khoza asked to stand down from the meeting, saying he would not be able to answer questions about VAR implementation because there is outstanding meetings with the South African Football Association (SAFA) and the Sport Minister Gaten McKenzie. And then it went on to say this apparently was Irvin's comment. He said whether the funding is going to be there or not going into the future, we are not sure. But more importantly, at this point, we are not sure what the incidental expenses are that will go with VAR. That's a fair comment, I would say that, yeah. Yeah, so he went on to say, right now we are funded by broadcast rights, which are now owned by a new company, French firm Canal Plus, who bought those rights away from MultiChoice. And we still need to understand how they operate. That was on the 20th of November. On the SA government website, apparently, on the 17th of November, the headlines read like this: Sports and Art Culture concludes successful fact-finding mission to Spain to fast-track the introduction of video assistant referee, VAR, technology in football. Yeah, so they arranged this official trip for the South African Football Association as the BAA project leader. Mr. Daniel Bennett accompanied the minister, special advisor, Mr. Charles Saliers, to assess the operation of Quality. Now, Quality is not necessarily the way that we know it. It's the name of the company in Spain, as one of the 4 VAR project shortlisted global VAR suppliers. So on Sunday, the delegation visited the Royal Spanish Football Federation headquarters in La Rosa, where Bennett viewed a full VAR operation inside the video operations room during the Spanish second division matches, observing Hawkeye technology. So that's the particular technology that they were using. And it says there are 4 potential companies that have been shortlisted as potential service providers. Quality, the guys in Spain that we just talked about. Hawkeye Innovations from the United Kingdom. Media Pro from Portugal. And Rigor from China. So it says Quality has already delivered VAR in systems in Costa Rica, Honduras, Thailand, Guatemala, El Salvador, Nicaragua, and Panama.
Whose Quality? The Portuguese ones?
No, that's the Spanish. That's the Spanish ones. The Portuguese one are Media Pro. But if you look at those, with respect to those respective countries, they're not exactly the biggies, are they? They're not the Spanish league. They're not the Premier League. They're not, Serie A, those sort of places. But well, VAR is VAR, I guess, eh? So Bennett confirmed that the next phase involves final quotations for hardware, software, and operational costs. Minister McKenzie announced that National Treasury has approved an initial allocation of more than 20 million to support the rollout. Now that was now from the government source on the 17th of November. Moving on a little bit there, SAFA confirmed that the specialized VAA project team is overseeing the full implementation of the process, which includes procurement, infrastructure rollout, and referee training. This team is the only authorized body permitted to issue official updates on the project process. That was from SAFA on the 17th of November. And then there's another one where it says the department announced an allocation of 82 million to kickstart VAR in the Premier League in partnership with the South African Football Association, SAFA. The funds will cover the referee training, blah, blah, blah. The Deputy Minister of Sports and Arts and Culture, this is going back to September already, yeah? Peace Marby found herself on the defensive because what happened there was they announced now that there would be a 82 million input into VAR. To kickstart VAR in the Premier League in partnership with the South African Football Association, blah, blah, blah. So for the first time in democratic South Africa, the department has cut funding to South African Sports Confederations and Olympic Committee, SASCOC, as you may know them, and to most national federations. This unprecedented move threatens to derail development pathways that are vital for producing elite athletes and preparing them for international competitions. So anyway, to cut the story short,
don't put it short for the sake of the shortness of it.
So Malby acknowledged. I'll carry on there.
The idea is to educate people. Give us the news.
Sure.
Understand exactly. Because they're very interesting.
Malby acknowledged. That's behind these stories, I think. Marby acknowledged the challenges facing federal, but argued that the department's new strategy is to assist them in sourcing sponsorships instead of relying solely on government allocation. It says here, we've been engaging with various federations explaining the reason why there are cuts and changes in the budget. And then it goes on to say the timing of the decision is particularly contentious, given that Sports Minister Gate McKenzie has set a target of at least 300 athletes to represent South Africa at the 2028 Olympic Games in Los Angeles. Without SASCOC funding in this financial year, there are mounting questions about how crucial programs such as operational excellence, in other words, OPEX, cash basically to spend on operations, which supports Olympic athletes, will be sustained. So that's basically the story behind the stories there. But if you believe what's been published there, I just a little bit that official government announcement where it said 20 million, and then not even a little bit later, it was now 82 million. So what is it? Is it 82? Is it 20? Has got budget been slashed? I would think it has been based on what I've been reading. What impact is that going to have on our Olympic bid for 2028 and that target that's been set for 300 athletes to attend, the 2028 Olympics from said? Yeah, it's very interesting story. And more interesting, in that portfolio committee report there, Ivan basically don't ask me about VAR because I wasn't involved in that finding mission, basically. So what's going on scenes, if one reads about it, I mean, he's the head of the PSL, and he's also vice chairman, I think, of SAFA.
The last time I checked, he was still the vice chairman, but it's like he's not participating. It's like, so I'm not sure about that. So I'm subject to correction. You know what? The feud between him and Dr. Jordaan, the alleged one, I think is very detrimental to our football. I was watching the portfolio committee, the ad hoc committee, ministers, parliamentarians ask good questions. I think that's what they should do with football. Ask good questions. Don't be supporters because you're a minister, because you support pirates or you support chiefs and take sides. Because I ask myself, I'm sure everybody is aware that there is a rift, even though it can be denied. Even though it is denied by both camps that there's no rift. But there is, we can see. But fair enough to Dr. Irvin Khoza to say, don't ask me about VAR because I was not kept abreast. Now, this brings the whole question to say, when Gayton McKenzie said, there will be VAR beginning of April, was he too fast? All right? Then he went on to say, I think in one of the interviews, Robert, to say there are people who are against it. Some of the teams, some of the club bosses, they don't want it to be implemented because they have been benefiting from dubious decisions. These are not just statements. They are statements with particular meaning. And I think somebody up there should bring these guys together to the table. We may deny it and say whatever we say, on our sports group, I've Chiefs Pirates there. I know, I always say, as much as we support a team, but just look at things objectively. And we are not saying Dr. Khoza is wrong, Dr. Jordaan is wrong. That's not what I'm saying. Instead,
the impasse is wrong.
Yeah,
the impasse is wrong.
Yeah. And who suffers?
That's wrong.
Us, the supporters, because we need VAR, okay? Why am I saying they're both doing well? We saw how Dr. Irvin Khoza built the PSL. All the teams now are very, very strong. Well, suffer financially, they're not good, okay? But they're winning. And the minister, Gayton McKenzie, promised that the sponsors promised to support football after they've qualified for the World Cup. And let's see, all right? And that one, you cannot neglect it. I don't know whether the sponsors are doing this because they see all these fights and so on, but they should have raised that. When they spoke to him, they said, let them qualify for the World Cup. Maybe they thought they wouldn't qualify. They have qualified, let them come. And he said, sponsors are climbing on top of each other, fighting to sponsor both rugby and cricket. And let us be honest, soccer is bigger than the two. In terms of international, even locally, it's bigger than the two. All right?
Huge.
But now, I don't know, you people out there, what do you think? I didn't even know that there was tenders even in football. It looks like, it's all about tenders. Which one?
Well, it's government money, eh? It's government money. It's government money that's going to be spent there, so it has to PMFA and all that sort of fine stuff. There has to be tenders, yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying, in government, you see all these fights. It's because of tenders.
Yeah.
Only in football, we see that ugly head raising its head again.
Mm.
Because I'm sure whether it's a Spanish group or it's a Portugal group that leads the VAR. So you know what? I don't know. I don't know what you think. You people out there, what do you think? What should happen? What should happen? Because this is the high time where leadership should be shown now, where real leaders should come out and say, "Look, let's stop this thing. Our sport is doing well. Cricket is doing well. Rugby is doing well. Everybody's doing well now. Akane Simbini in the athletics is doing well. Is keeping our flag high. Everybody's doing well. Bafana, they're doing well. Under 20, they're doing well. Under 17, they're doing well. You know what? So why? What's the issue? What's the issue? It's because it's more of ego. Tell me if I'm wrong. And then what is your point? I don't know, Pete. What do you think?
I just want to mention one more thing before we move on to that. It's the implementation of VAR is scheduled to be launched in the Nedbank semi-final, Nedbank Cup semi-final. So that's the target. But I just sometimes wonder, with all these things going on between, and behind the scenes and whatever, if there's going to be fighting. Remember, whoever's Safa implementing it via this other chap, I can't remember his name. I just mentioned him now. I mean, if he doesn't work with the PSL, it ain't going to work. It's not going to work.
Yeah. They must get along with PSL.
So they need.
Because they need PSL.
They must sort it out. They must sort it out. Yeah. So what was the question? Sorry, again.
No, I'm saying. What is your opinion? For me, I see more ego than any other thing. That's me. I may be wrong. It's ego.
No, for sure.
You'll have to listen to me, or you have to do this. It's more ego. And then now the two sides. It's the stalemate. The stalemate.
I do find it strange though that there was an exclusion for the PSL. Not to attend that.
And why that was done? Why that was done? You see, the SAFA must also come out and tell us how can they embark on a journey and then PSL was not brought in. And maybe they must give us their side of the story.
They've got to implement it. The PSL's got to implement this. And you know what? In a way, this might actually work out to be an advantage to South Africa, because VAR has been implemented in most of the leagues and whatever, and it's far from how can I say smooth. Let's put it that way. I watch a lot of EPL football, English Premier League football, and there's controversies. And there's even a controversy in the rugby last week. I don't know if the guys watched that there, where Mostert got sent off there for supposedly elbowing the guy, and that has since been retracted on view there. But VAR reviewed it. VAR reviewed it and came to the decision that it was a red card, and that has now been put back. So now I thought VAR was to be introduced to remove, if you like, negativity and wrong decisions.
Let us be honest.
So I mean, so we're learning, eh? So VAR is learning. I mean, how long has it been in the Premier League now? What, 4 years maybe? I think, if my memory serves me correctly, and they're still complaining about it. So by the time we implement it, and hopefully that goes smoothly, we should have learned from all these lessons that have, we've seen overseas. But it just shows you. It just shows you, going back to that rugby one, that it's not perfect. It's still, I mean, the VAR, with all its technical sort of like input and whatever, it still requires a human input there.
But let's put it this way: ever since VAR was implemented, either soccer, rugby, cricket, and so on, the controversies are much lesser than during the previous years. When the
No, the biggest controversies,
they take with the naked eye. Yes, Peter was saying.
the biggest controversy is VAR itself.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're talking about those controversies. I'll give you one really good example. 2010 World Cup, England versus Germany. I think it was a quarterfinal in Bloemfontein when Frank Lampard scored that goal that was was about a ball and a half over the line because they didn't have goal line technology at that stage. So it might have influenced the game, but I didn't think England were good enough to win it anyway at that stage, to be honest with you. Yeah.
But it doesn't mean, look, a team may win even if they're not good enough. Win one match or so, and then the winning that motivates them. Look, when we started the World Cup 2022, Argentina lost, okay? And those guys were motivated. Doesn't mean even if you win rough, it's a bad thing. But the fact of the matter, the bottom line, it's win.
The only statistic that counts is the scoreline, eh?
Exactly.
Not possession, etc., etc.
Exactly. For me, I'm saying it's better to have VAR. It will improve.
No, me too.
The naked eye. I remember this referee. Fortunately enough, he confessed after he has retired. The referee was called Ndate Mutswane. He was a Pirates fan, and it was known that he was a Pirate. By that time, I was a Pirates fan. 1980, we were playing Morocco Swallows. Swallows was on fire. They played, no, is that round of 5-5? No, the 5-5. No, that I think that was the previous year, the 5-5. And then finally Chiefs won 2-1. But the year 1980, Swallows was on fire. AC Mnini was introduced to us. And then what an electrifying player. There was Jomo. Jomo has always been the name in our football. And Pirates was leading 3-2. And Swallows scored the third goal, AC Mnini. And then he ruled it out. Ndate Mutswane, okay? Years later, after he said, no, that was a goal. But now, Mutswane ended up confessing, but now he was in retirement. He said that goal was a goal, but I was a Pirates fan. I could not allow him to stand. I wanted Pirates to win. Remember, he's now in retirement, and then he says this after many years. Doesn't help even if you arrest him. He's an old man. So VAR was there to bring such things, to end such things, because I remember that game I was there. I was at Orlando Stadium. I was there as a Pirates fan. I was happy. And when Swallows scored the third goal by AC Mnini, yes, we were all shattered. And he ruled it offside. So we're so excited, but it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking when a man says this after so many years, and I'm sure, well, now there are bettings and so on. Although I hear news that betting have their own negatives, I don't know. I hear people complaining about the betting, that there's a problem too. I don't know. And then people are asking, it's another topic for another day. Remember, there's gambling and so on, and people are getting very, very sick because of this gambling. They become addicted. They can't do anything. We'll see. Now, so VAR, end those such controversies. So, but, let's hope. I hope, because Dr. Irvin Khoza was there, at some stage, Dr. Jordaan was there, the portfolio committee. And then, but I hope they'll sit them together, because I mean, if really PSL was not invited, why were they not invited? Embarking on a very serious journey, which is going to have an impact on PSL. But I hope sanity prevails. Let them forget about their egos. I see more ego than any other thing. That I want to prove a point that I'm in charge, and also the one said, you're not in charge. I'm in charge. But FIFA on its own, there's a lot of controversy. Remember how Sepp Blatter left? After many years, it was said he had nothing to do with whatever happened. So, hey, politics is everywhere, man. Never, never underestimate. And I wanted
Where
to,
there's people, there's politics. Huh?
yeah, where there's people, there's politics. And I wanted to touch on something, but maybe we'll talk about that. I wanted to show you Bayern Munich, their new stadium, how it's going to look like. I don't know whether people see how the sport has an impact on the economy. You go to the Camp, the new one. The new one, I'm told they are going to have malls, they are going to have cinemas, it's hotels and everything.
Mm.
So many people are going to be employed. I'm not sure about San Benabao and now after that, because they were not giving us update, or maybe it's me, I never saw the updates in terms of what do they have there and so on. That thing, it really, remember when that stadium is being built, construction company is going to hire a lot of people, but overseas,
Yep.
this is done by teams, not necessarily here where it's done by the municipality. But maybe it's because the health, financial healthiness of the teams are in balance. We have way too rich teams, Pirates, Sundowns, Chiefs, all right, and then way struggling teams, you know, Cheaper United and so on and so on, and other teams relying on tenders and stuff like that, not on the power of their brand. All right, although they're trying their best. Chipa is trying his best. We always criticize Chipa Mpenges that he changed coaches, but he doesn't go down. So that's another thing that makes you wonder. Yeah, well, I don't know, Pete. What's your take? I believe it's all about ego. I believe it's my opinion. I don't know you out there. What do you think? The government leadership. I don't know whether Mackenzie is part of the controversy or what. And who should come in now? Is it the president who should say, okay, guys, okay, boys, maybe call them boys. Maybe they'll realize that, okay, guys, come to the table. What do we do now? What is the way forward? What do you think? What should happen? Let me hear your opinion. What should happen? Well, as Pete has told us, they are targeting that the semi-final of the Nedbank Cup they'll start now testing it, and the finals. And I hope they'll achieve that target. So what's your opinion? As a fan out there, let me ask Pete. Pete, what's your opinion? What should happen here?
There's another thing to consider, Sobs, that I didn't mention here. When you come to VAR, you can get the full implementation, which looks the way that we seem to be going, or you can get VAR light. I don't know what VAR light is, but maybe it's something that they should have considered doing, especially if we're looking at the funding issues with Zascock and the like there. Maybe we could have had a compromise there also. I'm not sure. But
what is Zascock saying?
That's a good question. That I haven't had a chance to have a look at yet now at the moment, but maybe it's with something for the next show that I'll look into it a little bit and see what they have to say. We can maybe pick that one up then. For me personally, what do I think's going on there? I think you're right. There's some communication issue there between the parties there. And I think for me personally, I think it was probably a bit of an oversight to leave the PSL out of it, for sure.
I hope it was not spiteful.
I hope so. No, let's take it as a positive, or on the positive side of things, and say that it was an oversight. But that's something they can fix right now. So hopefully they'll you said, they'll get together and they'll sort it out and make this thing happen.
Who do you
Yeah,
think should
hopefully
bring
so.
the Who
For
do you
me,
think should bring the team together?
well, I think maybe the minister should maybe just
Has he not muddied
get a
his?
grip there. But then again, politics and sport, they don't really.
No, no,
It's a two. It's a
you know
Yeah.
why I'm saying has he not muddied the matter? I mean,
Oh man.
yeah. Why was it? The minister was not supposed to say that. To say there is a boss. There are some bosses who have been benefiting from VAR not being there. So now they are aware that if VAR comes in, they may not win. I don't think that statement was well placed. I don't know. That's my opinion. So if you say minister
But
called,
it's government.
mm,
It's government money, so I have to be involved.
mm,
At the end of the day, it's you're going to spend 82 million,
mm,
of taxpayers' monies, basically. Then you need to make sure that the bang for the buck is there, etc., etc., and hopefully,
mm,
there's no nonsense in place.
mm,
For me personally, on this very same subject, VAR, what I see in the English Premier League is, for my personal frustration, and I'd love to hear what our viewers have to say about it, is this VAR decision. What the frustration for me is, they make a decision, it takes so long to say that they've got top technology in place. It takes so long for them to get to a decision, 4 or 5 minutes plus. You're losing the game's impetus. You're losing its
and the momentum,
cohesiveness.
and the momentum.
Yeah, the momentum.
Even the
And
body, the body reacts.
that's
Remember
a
when
frustration.
the body is
Yeah, yeah,
hot,
sure.
then you cool it off a
Concentration,
little bit, and then but maybe they'll improve
concentration.
on those
Yeah.
issues. But it's nice that we
Well,
mention
that's
this. We
yeah,
mention these things, and then
yeah,
we take note of them to say people are complaining.
and
This is what I've been
yeah,
saying. At some point, I think one of the coaches, let me not name him, while I was still attending PSL conferences during the COVID. It was via Zoom. And I kept on asking one question, which needed a simple answer. But he kept on dilly-dallying. And when I come, then he says, Mr. Shawali, you have a problem with us. I said, no, you fail to understand. It's not about me. I'm on the ground and I hear what people are saying. I'm asking a question which gives you an opportunity at the position that you are in to address those issues that people are asking, and then so that people understand. And I'm happy with what PSL is doing. The young man there, Fatuane, sharing information about yellow cards, red cards, suspended players, and so on. That helps. That improves the smoothness of the game, because as fans don't understand why this one is not playing. Mufuke was playing last week. All of a sudden, this guy doesn't put him in. We don't understand the scene. At the training, he got injuries and all of. So those contribute. So that's my opinion. That's my opinion. So don't take it personal. And that is why I'm saying people must know who we support. You support Man United. I'm in Man City. I'm supporting Cosmos. But check whether I'm biased when I say it. Check whether Pete is biased when he say it. Because it also gives him challenge. That's why I like
yeah.
Robert Marawa. I didn't even know that he was a Pirates fan. In his book, he disclosed that he was a Pirates fan, but now he has decided not to support any team. You would probe to a point whereby the guys would feel like, this guy has something against me, all right? And then he said, no, I just want the facts. And I think that's how it should be. That's how it should be. So, yeah, let's hear you, fans.
Yeah.
What do you think? What's your take? How should this impasse be resolved? Should the two big men, which is Dr. Irvin Khoza, remember I said allegedly, they said there is a rift between the two, and Dr. Jordaan are brought to the table and sort the matters up. Because, like it or not, like Pete said, FIFA is in charge of football. I mean, SAFA is in charge of football according to FIFA. So if SAFA has to implement VAR. PSL will have to implement it. But at the same time, SAFA, if they keep on undermining PSL, this is what they will suffer. Remember, Dr. Irvin Khoza has a lot of contacts in terms of sponsors and so on, because it looks like this VAR needs money on the other side.
Big money, big money.
It's not about.
I mean, the original budget was 20, and now they're talking 82, and we don't even know if that's going to be the final count at the end of the day.
So, they're working together between the two will help a lot. I don't know. Maybe Madiba is not there anymore. Maybe Madiba would have brought them together.
Yeah.
Pete, let me share some news. You know that the groups for the Africa Cup of Nations they're here, as you can see. Here the groups. We are in Group B, as you can see. We are in Group B with Egypt, Angola, Zimbabwe, and then where is Nigeria is in Group C. So we are still going to play Nigeria in the AFCON. We are not going to play Nigeria in the World Cup. Okay?
So they made it through, eh? Nigeria made it through.
Yeah, to the World Cup.
Oh no, we're talking World Cup. Sorry,
I'm saying, but because I wanted Nigeria and South Africa to settle it in the field of play.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
It gives us the opportunity for the two teams to meet and settle in the field of play. Not all these shenanigans that we hear that they influence who to do what and so on. No, that's not what we want to hear. Look, there were what you call CAF awards, and then this is the ladies. As you can see, Dr. Patrice Motsepe there. Let me share the pic quickly, and then so that you see what happened here. Here is a guy, Fiston Mayela. They said he wanted to come to Kaizer Chiefs. I don't know, Kaizer Chiefs delayed to buy this guy, and the guy's doing well. And then he also got something, although we know that the player of the season is Ashim from, let me see, Ashim from PSG. He's the one who became the football of the year. So those are the awards. And then, you know what? Another thing that, I don't know, Dr. Patrice Motsepe is helping a lot in terms of PSL. In terms of SAFA, he has helped a lot. I don't know whether should we continue to ask him to assist, because it looked like SAFA have a problem of money. And look, Dr. Patrice went to CAF. CAF now, their financial books, they're looking positive now. Their balance sheet is okay. So maybe that's what they need to do, okay? Pete, hard luck. I'm not going to do my books. I'm not going to do the Messi special. And then that's not a good thing not to do the Messi special. But what I can say,
Tuesday.
Playing on Monday, or to us is Tuesday. They are playing on Monday.
Yeah.
Hours. And then this is a semi-final. Pete, you still have to make a lot of research about that tournament. They talk about MLS League. So MLS League apparently has moved on. Now this is an MLS Cup. Hey, I fail to understand what's happening. Yeah. But last time you gave us a good thing to understand what's happening, like today, in terms of the VAR, because that background is important. Very important to understand where does this come from, okay? And then for our people to make their own decision, all right? To be informed and decide which one is the best. So yeah, let's hope so. Pete, maybe in your closing remarks, and then what do you think about your team? What's going to
happen? Playing tonight, 7:30 against Newcastle a little bit earlier. I don't think it's a pushover there. In Newcastle, so as you said, they're very supporters. I remember many years going to a game where Newcastle came to, at that stage it was Main Road, it wasn't even the Etihad Stadium as it is now. And they brought hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fans with. And and they're actually quite very nice fans when you walk with them to the ground and whatever. So they're very partisan. They love their team, and it's going to be a tough game. Yeah, even though they're not in form, Newcastle, they are on their home ground and they need to get results. So, I'll watch that one with interest tonight.
Remember the other thing that brings the excitement is the magnitude of the game. Even if the team has been performing poorly, but this kind of game, they rise to the occasion. As you said,
you're playing a big team,
as you said about the fans, where they surprised me, the fans of Newcastle. Newcastle was relegated. They went down with them. And then they came back with them.
No,
those guys are loyal.
They stick through thick and thin with those guys. Yeah, no, they're very loyal fans. The Newcastle fans, very loyal.
I'm sure Alan Shearer is still a Newcastle boy.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah, I'm sure he's still a Newcastle. Yeah. Okay.
So if Man City can win this game, they'll be within 1 point of Arsenal, who play tomorrow, and they're playing at home to Tottenham Hotspurs. So Umdinga, it's it's a London matchup there. They're always interesting to watch. And then we'll keep an eye on Man United. I can't remember who Man United play again. Let me just have a quick look there. I think they are playing. Let's have a look. Man United currently in 7th spot are playing Everton on Monday night.
Everton on Monday night.
So, I think that'll also be quite a good game because Everton are not bad, eh?
No,
they're a good side.
They're a good side, eh?
Yeah.
They're a good side.
David Moyes.
And he's back with them, remember? And he's back with them. Okay. Pete, bid them farewell.
Yes, guys, have a great weekend. Let us know what you think about VAR, what should happen, what did happen and what is happening. It'll be interesting to get your comments there. Maybe we can look at the impact of this lack of funding from SASCOC there and see, because we do sports. It's a sports forum, so although it's athletics and the like, we can maybe give a little bit of input there.
It's sport.
See what SASCOC is saying.
It's like rugby and cricket. It's all sport.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Pete, bid them farewell, and then
Cheers, guys. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much, guys, for
listening.
And then thanks, Pete. And then please subscribe and like, and then invite others. Tell us what you think. What do you think about VAR? What do you think? What's happening there? What's happening? Are we going to have VAR, or is it going to happen, or is it not going to happen? If it doesn't happen, who to blame? Who to blame at the end of it all? But I'm sure it will finally happen. All right.
It will happen.
It's a matter of how.
Time.
Yeah. And time, of course. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Rekao Felas, Sonke, Rotle, Singwe, Sam. We are together. The beat goes on. Thank you. Hello, everyone. We are back. My name is the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe from TBR, which simply means the Big R Solutions. Here I'm representing the company called the Big R Financial Service Provider, Financial Services, which is an authorized and registered service provider. Our license number is FSP 47430. I'm talking to all government employees, age 55 and above, who are already thinking of exiting the system. They either want to go on pension or they want to resign. Two things that comes to mind. How do I save? How do I save on penalties? How do I ensure that the tax is not so huge? What can I do to make sure that I achieve those goals? Now, if you want to know how to achieve those goals, come to us, drop us a WhatsApp, we'll call you. The WhatsApp number is very simple. It's 067 915 1447. 067 915 1447. drop us a WhatsApp. Don't call, but drop us a WhatsApp. And then we are working together with Allen Gray on this product, on this project. So Allen Gray is our product supplier. So we assist people using that product supply. So it's up to you to give us a shout or drop us a WhatsApp. We'll therefore come back to you. I thank you.